I pledge allegiance to the flag, to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
Under God,
indivisible. Can you guys hear me? Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
yeah. We jumped a little, but no, we got it. Thank you. Chief?
Yes, sir. We did good in here. Just want you to know. So let's pray.
Good, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you guys.
Father, we thank you for your goodness and your grace. Lord, tonight it seems as if not only the United States, but the world, not only the pandemic, but there are so many voices that need to be heard. We pray tonight that as we go through the business of the city, we pray that you would hear our voices and the things that we can do. Lord, not only to bring calm amongst our city, which has been great so far. We thank the community for that. But Father, we pray that you would give us again the wisdom and understanding to know how we deal with all of these situations and the business that's at hand. So we pray for unity and calmness. We thank you for it. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Chief. We're going to go with the proclamation presentation. Proclamation is World Elder Abuse Awareness, June 15, 2020.
World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, June 15th, 2020. Whereas older adults deserve to be treated with respect and dignity to enable them to serve as leaders, mentors, volunteers, and vital participating members of our communities. And whereas the Mayor's Office, along with the City Council and Western Arizona Council of Governments Area Agency on Aging recognizes the importance of taking action to raise awareness, prevent, and address elder abuse. And whereas, as our population lives longer, we are presented with an opportunity to think about our collective needs and future as a city. And ageism and social isolation are major causes of elder abuse in the United States. And recognizing that it is up to all of us to ensure that proper social structures exist so people can retain community and societal connections, reducing the likelihood of abuse. And whereas preventing abuse of older adults through maintaining and improving social supports like senior centers, human services, and transportation will allow everyone to continue to live as independently as possible and contribute to the life and vibrancy of our community. And whereas where there is justice, there can be no abuse. Therefore, the Mayor's Office and members of the City Council, along with Western Arizona Council of Governments Area Agency on Aging, urge all people to restore justice by honoring older adults. Join us in our engaging and empowering movement and putting an end to abuse. Now, therefore, Gerardo Sanchez, Mayor of the City of San Luis, does hereby proclaim June 15th, 2020 as World Elder Abuse Awareness Day and encourages all of our citizens to recognize and celebrate older adults and their ongoing contributions to the success and vitality of our community. Passed and adopted this 10th day of June, 2020.
Thank you, Sonia. I really appreciate that. And every year we do this proclamation because it's very important to bring the issue of elderly abuse. It's a topic that most people don't like to talk to or actually think it doesn't happen, but it does happen a lot, especially in our community, in every community. So this is an awareness that we all need to take into account. Our viejitos and viejitas, our abuelitas need our attention, and they're most vulnerable. So thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Council. And let's proceed. Gracias. We're going to go with the presentation by Arizona Public Service on 2020's Summer Preparedness. Regina Towley, APS Community Affairs Manager.
Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, there we go.
Can you hear me? Okay. Sonia, do I have control of the screen?
Now you do.
Okay. Perfect. Can you all see that?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Let me get it a little bigger. Second. Okay, so this will be short and sweet. My name is Regina Toomey, and I am the Community Affairs Manager for Yuma and La Paz County. I wanted to thank you, Mayor and Council, for allowing us to present tonight. I apologize in advance. I can already hear my dogs barking, so I'm sorry. I tried to get far away from them. We are doing this presentation for all of the city councils, Yuma, San Luis, Somerton, Parker. We are also doing this presentation for the Board of Supervisors in Yuma and La Paz. We just feel that it's important that you, the communities, know that we are prepared for the summer months, especially because of everything that's going on with COVID. We don't want there to be any nervousness or concerns around power supply. So the first slide just gives a really high level image of the APS service territory. I have another map that's a little more detailed. APS serves 11 out of the 15 Arizona counties, over 34,000 square miles of service, 1.3 million customers. We have 439 substations, over 301,000 transformers, and more than 550,000 poles and structures. But specific to Yuma County, this map is a little more detailed. So everything in gray is non-APS territory. Everything in white is obviously APS territory. Specific to Yuma County, we have 80,000 meters, 16 substations, 7,500 transformers, and last year we installed over 400 poles, and that could be replacing existing poles or installing new poles. So we have been busy. To ensure that we can serve our customers, we reliably plan, to ensure we can serve our customers reliably, we plan in advance to make sure we have resources available to serve our expected demand. We have not fully determined the impacts from COVID-19, but we are continuously monitoring changes in demand as we start to move through the summer months. We're aware that demands this summer may be higher than previous summers, simply because more people are at home right now. Our reserve margin is developed based on industry standards, and that level of reliability translates to approximately a 15% reserve margin. Our forecast peak for summer 2020 is projected to be 7,470 megawatts with a reserve margin of 1,000 megawatts. To meet the peak demand of our reserve requirements, we have a diverse resource mix totaling 8,518 megawatts. So we include nuclear, coal, natural gas, as well as renewables such as solar and wind. In Yuma, we actually have the Yucca plant, which is down in the bottom left. Our power plants have been executing planned outages throughout the spring, and I think some of you may have been on a Palo Verde outage containment tour before. We want to ensure that we're ready if customers need us. If the power goes out, we want to ensure that we can bring it back up as quickly as possible. APS has adequate fuel supply for all of its generating facilities, 100% of fuel requirements contracted through 2021. Overall station capacity at Palo Verde, the capacity factor is 92.55%. Our conventional generators, such as coal and gas, also have fuel contracts in place to ensure customer load is met. Gas pipeline operations have been stable. We're not aware of any maintenance delays on the pipelines due to the coronavirus pandemic. We have evaluated in-state gas storage, and we don't intend to move towards in-state gas storage. Clean energy goals will primarily be adding renewable energy storage resources to cover load growth and expiring power contracts. We plan and execute maintenance throughout the year to prepare for the summer. We have a comprehensive procedure that we follow to help guide us through this process. So our summer season, we spend 9 months preparing for the summer season. We inspect equipment, we inspect lines, we inspect towers. We have 2 drone teams with infrared cameras to predict issues. So we know that equipment that is hot it's high likely that it might fail. So we prevent that outage by replacing those hotspots before the summer season. Our territory traverses the state. As you know, Arizona has a vast landscape. Our crews utilize helicopters to perform inspections in remote areas and off-road vehicles to be able to get to areas that don't have easy access. We also spend a lot of time studying peak loads, ensuring we have enough generation plus a reserve to meet demand. At the beginning of March, we hosted a company-wide fire mitigation forum. Thankfully here, we don't really have to worry about fires, but my counterparts in the north have a very high fire season, so they spend a lot of time ensuring that they're prepared for those fires as well. Our response to COVID-19, we did several things, and several things we really worked on promoting in the community. So the first thing we did, we suspended disconnects for non-payments, and we waived late fees during the pandemic. We're going to continue that through October 15th. So there will be no disconnects and no late fees through October 15th. We also started a customer support fund. This was for residential and small business customers who were past due on their bill and needed some type of assistance. A one-time credit was applied if someone had an unexpected loss of income for higher medical bills, childcare, perhaps they were laid off due to coronavirus. We gave out over $1.1 million to residents and small businesses who applied for those funds, and it was applied on the spot. And then we also have, in this program, we have all the time, if any of your citizens need flyers or need more information, I'd be happy to provide them, but we have something called crisis bill assistance. This provides, we provide community members with funding to help pay their bill up to $800 over a rolling 12-month period. We partner with Chicanos por la Causa in Yuma, and they have helped us give money to customers who are struggling, who are past due for various reasons. And that program, Crisis Bill Assistance, is in place year-round. We have that information in English and Spanish if you ever need copies for any of your businesses or any of your community partners. And then finally, we partnered with Arizona Community Foundation to give out $1.25 million to agencies such as United Way, Arizona Coronavirus Relief Fund, and the Navajo Nation, as well as small business mini grants. The last screen, hopefully you'll save it and take a copy of it. These are your contacts. My name is first for a reason. I'm the community affairs person. So if there is an outage, whether it's at your own home, whether it's at a city building, at a business in San Luis, or you just have a question about something, you can text me at any time or call me. If I don't have the answer, I will get it for you. The other names on the screen are also contacts for you. Charles Molina oversees all of the linemen. So he is usually the one who's sending out a crew to work on your issues. Stephanie, I know Mayor, you have met with her before, works in plan to make sure that your developments are taken care of and polls are where they need to be. And then of course, Daniel is the division manager. So save these numbers. We are available to you at any time. If you need anything, we are here to help. That's it. So if you have questions or need anything else from me, please let me know.
Regina, thank you. Thank you for that information, because we always worry about COVID. We always try to be proactive and make sure that essential services are continued. And I knew of APS was already working on this weeks in advance. So I thank you. And it's good that you go into every council, because everyone needs to know this. Anything is
right.
Thank
yes,
you.
Definitely. Thank you for having me.
Mm-hmm. Any more questions from council? Concerns? If not, thank you, Regina.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a great evening, okay?
You too.
Okay, we're going to go ahead with the consent agenda. All matters are considered routine by City Council and will be enacted with one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Minutes of budget retreat held April 17 and 18, 2020. Special council meeting held April 29, 2020. Work session held May 6, 2020. Disbursements from May 16, 2020 through May 30th, 2020. Total disbursements is $709,735.85. I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and go with first item 6A, discussion and possible action on all matters regarding dues to Yuma Metropolitan Planning Organization for fiscal year 2019-2020. Francia?
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. As we're wrapping up this fiscal year, we realized that we never presented the YMPO funding. This year, they're seeking $13,283.26. It's a decrease of $453.48 from the previous fiscal year.
Okay. I believe we did discuss it, but
We had discussed it in the work session, but we never presented it for approval.
okay. Good. Okay, I'm going to go open the floor to council members and see if they have questions or comments. Whose radio or whose noises? Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and go with each individual council member and ask if there are any questions or concerns. Africa Luna Carrasco, any questions or concerns?
No, sir, none.
Thank you. Vice Mayor, any questions or concerns?
None, Mayor. This is just a basic entity due, so it's a normal fee.
Good deal. Thank you. Gloria Torres, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Jose Ponce, any questions or concerns?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Matias Rosales, any questions or concerns?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. If not, I will now take a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve payment of YMPO dues in the amount of $13,208. Hold on. Is it 13,000? Mayor?
Yeah, 13,000. Whoa.
See? There's a typo.
It's a typo here.
That should say $13,283.26.
Okay. $13,283.26.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second,
Second.
Mayor.
No.
There is a second. There's a motion. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Before we proceed to the next one, this was still overdue when? The YMPO dues. Isn't this for this fiscal year?
Yes, it is for this fiscal year.
Okay, so why did we do that? Why did it take so long to pay this bill?
We presented it for the work session, but the contract was never approved by council. Therefore, a PO and check cannot be issued until council approves it due to the amount.
Let's make sure that these get paid on time. I believe that they are overdue, and we shouldn't be waiting. We have to make sure that we pay our dues to these organizations promptly. I know this is overdue. Actually, this was brought to my attention about a week ago. So let's make sure we get it on time. Okay?
Correct. And they're due on June 30th, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the reason. So, I mean, we still have a couple of weeks, but the reason it wasn't paid, it was because it was lacking council's approval.
Okay, let's make sure. Nothing way overdue. I don't want to see anything way overdue, please. Okay?
Will do, Mayor.
Thank you. We're going to go ahead and go with, let's see here, item number 6B, discussion and possible action in all matters regarding entering into a construction contract with Mario Walker Builders and Company for the San Luis Senior Center expansion project, number IFB CDBG 105-20. And Mary French, my favorite person.
Good evening, Mayor and Council staff. We did have a successful bid. We issued 8 packets, sent out to plan rooms, a variety had interest, and as a result, we had 4 eligible bids presented to us. During the bid opening, the lowest, most responsive bid was Merrill Walker Builders, Inc. They are a local contractor based in Yuma. And we were a little hesitant since this is labor standards, Davis-Bacon wage, and all of the federal elements that are included with community development block grants. So we felt it prudent to have a deduct, which was not exercised for this contract. And then we had several alternates. And we selected the flooring, which is a padded substance, over a linoleum. So with that, the base bid was $500,130, and then we included that additional flooring in the amount of $15,933. I sent out intent to award letters and non-award. They, any of the contractors, should they choose to have a comment, have until up to 10 days after award. So that will conclude on the 20th.
Oh,
And with that, it's 150 days from the time that we issue a contract and have an executed contract, and at the end of the day, we will have an additional square footage for our seniors and other participants when it's diligent to reopen. Are there any questions?
No, great job. Good
Thank
job.
you.
No. Let's get this, let's get the construction going. Perfect.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
I have no questions or concerns. I'm going to go ahead and go with each individual council member. Africa Luna Carrasco, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor, just like you said, good deal.
Good job. Thank you. Vice Mayor, questions or concerns?
No, I'm just excited to get to see this project completed. It's been a long and overdue need that we've had. So our seniors will be very, very excited. So thank you guys for all your hard work.
Perfect. Gloria Torres, any questions or concerns?
No, just a comment to Mary Jones. Good job, Mary.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job. Matia Rosales, any questions or concerns?
No questions, no concerns, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Jose Ponce, any questions or concerns?
Oh, yes, thank you, Mary. Then I just hope, the so-called coronavirus, get away with them so we can start visiting the senior center.
Exactly.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Jose. If there's no more questions or concerns, I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to award the bid to Merrill Walker Builders, Inc. in the amount of $516,063 to complete the construction of the San Luis Senior Center Expansion Project number IFB CDBG 105-20 as presented.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, council. And thank you. It was good job. I'm going to go ahead and go with item number 6C, discussion and possible action on any and all matters regarding ordinance number 2020-112, an order of the mayor and city council of the city of San Luis, Arizona, amending order number 2020-6 to allow out-of-county travel for essential city business as approved by the city manager. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. One of the things that we began to discover as we looked to this new budget year was some of the travel that some of us need to do. And so I emailed back and forth with Monica just a little bit on it as well as to what we could do to maybe solve this dilemma on some of the things that I need to be at as a chief of police. There are several of my members as well, the K-9 units being one of them. Also, Lieutenant Alvarez for the accreditation program. There is going to be some mandatory travel that I need to have them go to simply because there are certifications on the line. And if those certifications don't go through, then those programs literally will shut down for a year until we can get them certified. In talking to Tadeo about this a little bit as well, we felt maybe the best way to go, and it may not be just my department that might be facing some of these things. Other departments may also be facing some mandatory travel that they need to be at as well. And so we took on the project just to kind of rewrite this as far as the order was concerned, as far as just being from in-county travel to allow us to at least travel within the state. And so it would be, all the travel would be done with the approval of Tadeo in the city manager's office. So we would submit the requests as normal through the normal pipelines through finance, and then have approval by Tadeo to look at each of these travel requests that we're submitting for his approval. And he can accept or deny depending on what he wants to do. So we're just asking to amend this order, specifically number 6. Which reads, basically the order and direct that all out-of-county requests for city business travel shall be denied unless summoned by the court order or discretionary case by case basis moving intergovernmental projects of the city forward or similar circumstances. To read something like this is the order to be amended to allow for essential travel for all departments as approved by the city manager. That way there is some discretion to look at as far as that's concerned. There is a mandatory meeting for the chiefs of police coming up in July. I haven't been able to make reservations as of this particular point, simply because we haven't got this through yet. And so we're really asking you to look at this and grant the request. I will also allow the cat to come out of the bag a little early. I was nominated unanimously by the executive board of the chiefs of police to serve on a 7-year term with the Arizona Chief of Police Association. This is the first time that someone from Southern Arizona, all of Southern Arizona, has been selected to this board. And so it's a privilege to be able to serve not only San Luis when it comes to the legislations that we try to pass through at the state capitol on law enforcement. We now have a voice in San Luis that will be representing us in the southern region, and we're proud of that. And I'm very humbled that I would even be asked to do that. So this was part of the reason why I needed to bring this to your attention, and I'm really asking on behalf of all of the departments that you consider this request to help us out.
Perfect. Thank you, Chief. Congratulations. And,
Thank you.
I commend you for your appointment, and make us proud, Chief. So I do believe we need to make exceptions, and like in this case, and also the case regarding our K-9 units. We don't want to lose certification. They are an essential to the way we function, to the way we protect our community. So thank you, and you get no objections from me. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and open the floor to council members. Africa Luna Carrasco, any questions or concerns?
No, sir, no questions. Congratulations, Chief, on your appointment.
Thank you very much.
Perfect, thank you. Vice Mayor, questions or concerns?
Yes, Mayor. Well, congratulations, Chief Jessup. That's an honor for a unanimous appointment. And we're going to be making San Luis shine bright having you there. So thank you so much for accepting. So that means you get to stay for 7 more years with the city of San Luis.
I would greatly honor the opportunity to do that. Thank you.
Good job. Gloria Torres, any questions or concerns?
Oh, just congratulations, Chief.
Thank you very much.
Good job. Matia Rosales, any questions or concerns?
No, sir, none. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Correct. Any questions or concerns, Jose Ponce?
No, Mayor, thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Perfect. If there's more questions or concerns, I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve and adopt order number 2020-12.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Chief.
Thank you, Council.
Make us proud, Chief.
That I will do.
Thank you. Item number 6D, discussion and possible action on matters regarding resolution number 2130, resolution of the mayor, city council, city of San Luis, Arizona, designating the chief fiscal officer for officially submitting the fiscal year 2019-2020 expenditure limitation report to the Arizona Auditors General. Tadeo La Hoya.
Yes, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. The Auditor General requires us to submit by July 31st as per Arizona Revised Statute 41-1279.07 subsection E. To submit the name of our Chief Financial Officer, in this case, Ms. Monica Castro. So we're recommending that we approve this resolution to be submitted to the Auditor General as required by law.
Thank you, Tadeo. You're at home, Tadeo?
Yes.
Okay, I was just checking on you. No, I agree. It's just protocol, and it's something we need to do. So I'm going to go and open the floor to any questions or concerns. Okay. Africa Luna Carrasco, questions or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Vice Mayor, questions or concerns?
None.
Thank you. Gloria Torres, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Matia Rosales, questions or concerns?
No, sir. They submitted and keep you out of jail.
Exactly. Any questions or concerns, Mr. Jose Ponce?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. If not, I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve resolution number 2130, designating Ms. Monica Castro as the CFO to submit the annual expenditure report to the Auditor General as presented.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and let's see here. Item number 6E, discussion and possible action on all matters regarding resolution number 2133, a resolution of the Mayor, City Council, City of San Luis, Arizona, amending a resolution number 2083 to amend the adopted budget for the fiscal year 2019-2020. Monica Castro, Director of Finance.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. On June 25th, 2019, the Mayor and Council adopted the budget for the fiscal year 2019-2020. In preparing the schedules for the upcoming fiscal year 2021, we noticed that there is a discrepancy in the budget that was adopted back then with the amounts that we have in our New World system. The difference is immaterial, but still it is important that the adopted budget matches the information that we have in New World. The difference that we found is $4,500. And as I mentioned, it's very small. We believe that it was a typo when the forms were filled out. At this point, what is important is that the information in the forms that were accepted and adopted by council matches what we have in the system. Any questions?
No, it's something that needs to be more clerical than anything else, so thank you for catching that error, that typo. No, I have no questions. Thank you, Monica. I will now open the floor to council members. Africa Luna Carrasco, questions, concerns?
No, sir, none.
Thank you. Vice Mayor, questions or concerns?
None, Mayor.
Thank you. Gloria Torres, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Matias Rosales, questions or concerns?
None, sir.
Tadeo, I was going to say Tadeo, pues. Okay, Jose Ponce, questions or concerns?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. If not, I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor,
Mayor, I
I
move.
move to approve resolution number 2133.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Thank you. We're gonna go with item number 6F, discussion and possible action on all matters regarding the acceptance and approval of the tentative budget for fiscal year 2020, 2021. Monica Castro, Director of Finance.
Well, good evening again. State statute requires City Council to adopt a tentative budget. The tentative budget that is now submitted for acceptance is a compilation of the work sessions held on April 17, 18, and on May 14, 2020. On those sessions, it was proposed to adopt a tentative budget that is mindful of the uncertain financial outlook that we are facing. We also mentioned that we do not want to act in panic and budget so low and not being able to do projects because we did not budget for them. The proposal was to budget for our best case scenario, which assumes a quick recovery. It was also emphasized that not just because we have a budget and authority to spend it, it means that we should. Our objective is to ensure continuance of service to our residents with fiscal responsibility. Also, during the budget retreat, it was recommended to put aside a portion of this budget in a contingency account as a way to safeguard the financial situation of the city. In conversation with administration, the direction that I was received is to self-patrol the expenditure on a case-by-case basis to avoid a lot of formalities to come to council and to make the process more efficient instead of utilizing the contingency approach. So right now, this is what the tentative budget is considering. Now, right now, everybody is looking at their screen, the proposed tentative budget, and pretty much if we look at the general fund revenues, we are projecting a little bit of an increase in comparison with the budget 2020. This is optimistic because we would have think that with all the situations that are going right now, we would have maybe projected lower revenues. But like I mentioned, we are being optimistic. We don't want to be pessimistic and do not have enough budget that if the situation improves, we wouldn't be able to do those projects. For the expenditures, pretty much, there's not a lot of...
Monica?
Sure.
Monica, can I interrupt you? Vice Mayor, could you take over? I need to, I'm getting a phone call from the port director, so could you,
Yes, sir.
Vice Mayor, take over? Thank you. Thank you. Go right ahead, proceed.
Go ahead,
Okay,
Monica.
Thank you. Okay, on the expenditure side, pretty much all expenditures are a little bit less or more in comparison with 2020. The items where you see significant variance is related to the allocation process that we implemented this year. As I mentioned in the work session on May 14th, this year we are implementing a new process of allocation, which is charging to each of the enterprise funds the services that they're receiving from the central services. This is a reason that you want to see significant variances in some line items. Now, if we go to the bottom line of the general fund, Sonia, can you go a little bit further down? Not that much. Just in the same page, just on the bottom. There. Okay. Now we see at the bottom line, we are projecting revenues 21 million, expenditures 23, and we are pretty much very much aligned with 2020, which it was the objective given the circumstances. And also, as I mentioned in the budget retreat meetings, these numbers that are in red are offset by the positive carryovers that we have from prior years. Now, if we keep, if you have any questions at any point, please feel free to stop me. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue talking. So feel free to ask any questions. Now, if we go further down, Sonia, next we have the HERF. And right here we can see that it's pretty much balanced, and that was pretty much the objective. As I mentioned, kudos to council. We have a very extensive session on May 14th, and we were, through the hard work of everyone, we were able to achieve this. And right now, general fund is subsidizing HERF by $920,000 to carry out all the projects that were submitted in the budget. So this leaves us only a small amount of $5,000 in the red, which I really am not going to worry about that. Also, right now I just want to mention, because I think that there was a misunderstanding in relation to the park project that was presented, I believe, in the last council meeting. This budget does not include the construction of the street, San Antonio. We were not able to put it in. Budget was already wrapped up. There is a process of preparing the schedules that we sent to the newspaper. And also, as you see right now as it is, it was a struggle to balance that out. So right now the alternatives is, if we want to proceed and have the San Antonio Street built into next year budget, we just will need to maybe shift some of the projects that we already have there. Or as I mentioned to Glenn, when Glenn asked me, my recommendation to Glenn said, I don't see a problem. We can go with whichever option council decides, but we need to have the flexibility to build a street, not next year, but in the following year. So I just want to bring this to the attention of council, just to make sure that we are on the same page, and just so that we can plan and exactly know what is it the council wants, so that we can try to work out something so that it happens. So I'm going to leave it there on the table, and later on you can provide direction in that matter. Now, if you want to continue going down. And just down. So pretty much there's nothing, these are like the special revenue funds. Pretty much here, all the funds are balances. Pretty much here's where we have all the grants that we receive through the year for the different departments that we have. Nothing different about it. Maybe something that we're including here, we are including the special revenue that we expect to receive from to apply to the CARES Act to receive a direct allocation from the state. That's also considered there in the budget. Stop, Sonia. And can you go a little bit down? I just want to, okay, no, go down. There. Okay. So the special revenue, we are considering the different grants that we are applying for the CARES Act and to DEMA also. And for the water here, we have, we are a little bit in red. I'm not very concerned about that. The water fund has a very positive fund. They are able to absorb those red numbers. And with water, we already know how important is the infrastructure. There are some big projects there. Now, if you go down, Sonia. And wastewater, also, we are in the black by 896,000. That's great. And I was hearing also to the presentation that we had that we're going to be needing to significant infrastructure in that fund. So right now we have been building up on that fund. I know that it's not going to be enough, but right now it's that fund is healthy and it has been performing well. So can you go down? Solid waste also. This is the second year that we are able to balance it out. We are 960, I don't see the number very well, but it's $963. So again, that's something good, especially with the situation that we are facing. We don't want to go and into next year with unbalanced budgets and a lot of funds in the red. And can you go down? Okay, business incubator, pretty consistent, the red number. This is something that we need to talk about, or at one point I've been talking to Jenny, trying to find creative ways on how we can make this a fund to break even. So this is a work in process, and hopefully for next year we will be able to reduce that number further. Can you go down, Sonia, please? The ambulance is in red. There we have the purchase of ambulance. So there are some things that need to be purchased. And when we have positive balance to do it, definitely, why not? I think that it's better, it's important that the community gets the infrastructure and that it needs to provide the best service that it can. So, and also we have the positive balance to offset that. Now, can you go down? Business center, pretty much here is the revenue for the rent, and this is another project that we need to work on it. It's not sustainable on its own, but we balance it out because general fund helps it. Can you go down? Yeah, the detention facility, as you see, we are projecting 25 million, which is 4 million less than 2020. Now we're getting more information about it. The numbers do not look good at all. We were having last year was an excellent year for everything. That's why having a budget that is very similar to 2020 is being optimistic. Last year was a great year for the detention facility. We were having an average of 800 inmates in a month. Right now, I think that we are about 180, 200.
This is Kay. We did get news today that although ICE is down in sending people for the detention center, they are going to start getting more from the marshal's office. So hopefully we'll see normal numbers. We're not expecting to see the fantastic numbers we had last year, but maybe normal ones.
Yeah, and right now for the budget, that's why we were trying to be conservative. That's why we did not went with the 29 million of 2020. We're going a little bit less, but this is a item that we really need to be watching very closely to see how it develops. Okay, and pretty much this is the fund where we record the debt of the city for the CIC bonds. Can you go down? And impact fees, and you can go down too. You can go down. The assessments too. Carlos gave the presentation last week about it. You can go down. Okay, there. And well, the grand total of everything, we are budgeting $80 million of revenue. And in 2020, we budgeted $77 million. So you can see that we are being optimistic despite the situation we are going through. And on the expenditures, we are budgeting $82,400,000, and in 2020 we did budget $80 million. So we are using the base case scenario, as I mentioned. But again, I want to emphasize, not because we are using the base case scenario, there's so many unknowns. We don't know exactly how the next year is gonna play out. That's what I need council really to support finance and making sure that if the situation does not improve, that we are careful on how we spend those funds. Now, the grand total is 2.3 million in the red, which is very aligned with 2020. And as I mentioned, I feel comfortable with that result, as I know that we have positive carryover in the fund to offset those numbers. Any questions?
I don't have any questions, Monica, but I will ask Councilmember Africa. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't, ma'am.
Thank you. Gloria, do you have any questions?
No, Maria.
Thank you so much. Matias?
Thank you, Vice Mayor. No, just thank you, Monica, for working with these and keeping the numbers in line and making sure we're on budget for next year. I hope to see also some improvement there, like you said, on a couple of the departments, business incubator and so forth. But like you said, you're working on it, so thank you.
Mr. Ponce, any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Okie dokie. Okay, so since nobody has any questions, I will be entertaining a motion.
Vice Mayor, before we go to that, did you want to come back around and give some direction on San Antonio Street on the 20-acre park as to whether to delay construction on our half of the road?
Oh, good question. Okay. Well, what does council say about San Antonio Street?
Okay, you don't need to make that decision tonight. Basically, what we're doing is adopting numbers. And council, as long as it stays within those numbers, can, if you will, mix, max, choose. But the council can make their decisions with San Antonio at a later time, as long as they don't change the number.
Yes, exactly.
That is correct.
Exactly. Once the tentative budget is adopted or approved, we have the flexibility to rearrange revenues or expenditures within the different funds, but we cannot increase it. And I just wanted to make everyone aware that of that situation.
Okay, Mayor, it's all yours. your mic's off.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. This is something we do every year. We've done it every year. And the thing is, we set a ceiling. We cannot go beyond that ceiling. And the thing is, we adjust the budget after. So it's well understood, Monica, and it's something we've done that for 9 years, 10 years. So thank you, Monica. So, Vice Mayor, are we still on the same item?
Yes, we're gonna, I had opened it up for a motion.
Okay. Okay. Is there a motion already set in?
No.
Mayor, I move to approve the tentative budget for the fiscal year 2020, 2021 as presented.
Second.
Perfect. Thank you. There's a motion. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Congratulations, staff. Congratulations, Monica. Great job. Okay.
No, congratulations, everyone. Right now it looks nice. There is balance and everything, but it was so much work. And it's not just finance work, it's everyone. So congratulations to everyone. Good job.
But Monica, it was easy. No, cierto.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, De Veras. Thank you, everyone. It was a challenge. It was a challenge, especially with the COVID. Like Monica mentioned, our numbers don't look bad right now, but give it 3 months, 6 months, and we'll know. And the thing is, we need to be proactive. We need to be careful in our spending. So thank you, staff. Thank you, administration. Thank you, council, for taking that into account. And let's continue having a lean budget and to continue saving what we can. So thank you. I commend council for making that decision. Gracias. Okay, now we're going under item 6G, public hearing followed by discussion in all matters regarding general plan case number 2020-01 and resolution number 2134, a resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of San Luis, Arizona, adopting the updated San Luis general plan known as San City of San Luis 2040 general plan. I will now open for public hearing. I'm going to change a motion to open public hearing.
So move, Mayor.
Second.
There's a motion, there's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. We now have open to the public hearing. Staff? Go say.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. As we mentioned on the work session last week, this is a process that we have been working on for more than a year now. And it's required by state statute to be done every 10 years. This is the draft. There's some comments that were made during the last work session that haven't been integrated to the plan yet. But as we move forward, we will make those changes. Staff is here if you have any questions. Also, Felipe from Matrix Design Group is on the line. Felipe?
Yes, thank you, Jose. Mr. Mayor, members of the council, thanks for having me back. And I don't have a long presentation to give tonight, but I could change that and keep everybody here for an extra hour if you like, Mr. Mayor. But since everybody, I'm sure, has family to get home to, or at least have dinner with, I just wanted to give a quick recap if I could. And the first is, as a follow-up to the meeting last week, I want to remind everybody that, as Jose mentioned, this has been a very long process, a little over a year. Right now, we are in the final stages of the adoption. In fact, tonight, with council action, the general plan could be approved and then scheduled for voter ratification later this fall. As we went through that whole long process, I really have to commend staff from Tadeo all the way down to Jose and his staff, as well as all the directors. It was a long, complicated process, probably not as complicated as your budget, so I'm glad I'm a planner and not a finance person. But as a recap, though, the general plan itself has been simplified. It's been organized into 6 chapters with an introduction and implementation, and then the required 17 elements with the 2 elective elements are part of the four middle chapters we refer to as the themes: the growth theme, the economy theme, the environmental theme, and the public services theme. That organization certainly makes it a lot easier to implement, a lot easier to understand for the general public, and we think it's a great improvement for the vision and the roadmap for future development within the city of San Luis. As Jose mentioned, we did receive some very, very good comments, not only from the council last week, but from the Planning and Zoning Commission back in May. Those, we have made a record of all those, in particular, some of the map changes, some of the photo changes, and some other narrative requests for changes. Those will be incorporated with your motion to approve and inclusive of the additional revisions as Jose had mentioned. With that, again, that is my brief presentation and overview. I am available and can answer any questions as part of the public hearing, Mr. Mayor.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for that summary. No, you were very thorough in our workshop. And Felipe, I really appreciate what Matrix did. You made it sound like, yes, six chapters, but very, very long 6 chapters. So thank you. And it's already, and you mentioned, you've actually streamlined it. It made it more efficient. Wow. My respects to you, seriously. It is a process. It's taken 15 months, and it's something that we cannot just decide to change overnight. It's a process. We have to go through an election. So, no, thank you. I commend Planning and Zoning Committee for everything, for the comments. I've been looking at their comments, and very constructive. So thank you, staff. So council, thank you. I will now entertain a motion to, I'm going to go ahead. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and open the floor for any questions or concerns. First and foremost, did we receive any comments from the public?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, and those present, this is Sonia from the City Clerk's office. My office has not received any comments.
Okay, thank you. I will now open the floor to council members. I'm going to go Africa Luna Carrasco, questions or concerns?
No, sir, just to thank everybody involved in the process. It's a good project, so I really hope it goes through.
Thank you, thank you. Vice Mayor, questions or concerns?
None, Mayor.
Thank you. Gloria Torres, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Matia Rosales, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor, but just to clarify for Sonia, when she said no comments, that would be regarding this agenda item, correct?
That is correct, Councilmember Rosales.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Rosales, for that clarification. Thank you. Jose Ponce, any questions or concerns?
No, sir. Just thank everyone involved in the process. Thank you.
Good job. Thank you. So any staff, Jose or Tadeo, questions or concerns?
No, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, I just want to thank you all for the support and thank everyone that was involved, Matrix, Felipe, all the stakeholders that took part of all of those meetings for a 15-month-long process. Yes, it is streamlined, as it was mentioned, but it took a lot of effort from Matrix and Planning and Zoning and everyone who participated and was invited in our public hearings, meetings, and events that we have for the General Plan 2040. It's great to have a great tool that is more modern and more has a vision for our city. So I just want to show let you guys know of our gratitude as staff.
Mayor, also just want to say thank you to City Council for being really supportive of this process, the commission and all the department directors and managers. It's been a long process, but I think it's a really good update to the general plan. We had a lot of residents' participation compared to the last general plan that we did.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, staff. And I really appreciate the hard work, and I really appreciate the community for actually coming to the workshops and actually participating. This is the 2040 general plan for the city of San Luis. We have to plan in ahead, and like I said, we can make changes in the future. We stand by it. We will help as long as both community developers, people who work at the industrial park, people who are the general public. This is not set in stone. We're proactive. We have to work for our community. Our changes need over time. I just want to make sure that everyone follows protocol, and there is a protocol. And so we want to make sure that we all stand by. And I just want to say thank you, community, thank you for the city of San Luis. We continuously thank you, especially thank council for being so proactive and thinking of the future. So Jose, gracias to your staff, appreciate it. And if not, I will now entertain a motion to close public hearing.
So moved.
Is there a second? Okay, there's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. I will now entertain the motion.
Mayor, I move to approve the general plan case number 2020-1 and approve resolution number 2134.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Congratulations, Jose. Congratulations, City of San Luis.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Matrix. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and go to item number 6H, discussion and possible action on matters regarding ordinance number 399, an ordinance of the mayor and city council of the city of San Luis, Arizona, amending title 13 of the city code by adding chapter 132, public urination or defecation, providing for penalty, repealing any conflicting provisions, and providing for severability. Kay?
Yes, actually Glenn worked on this ordinance, so he's here to go through it. This is an ordinance that the police department and the prosecutor's office identified as something that they need.
Okay, Glenn?
Yeah, Honorable Mayor, members of council, excuse me, I'm about to say a bad pun. With this mask on, I can't breathe.
That's fine.
If you will, with the news that we've been having the last couple of weeks, that's a bad joke on my part. In any event, basically, the police department identified that they're having trouble with public urination, public defecation in and around the businesses by the port of entry ever since we closed the public restroom in our Friendship Park. And to be able to keep the area clean, if you will, they needed this ordinance. The language that you see in this was drafted by Jose de la Vara, and I thank him kindly for his wording. If you have any questions, the chief is here and he can answer about the need, if you will.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, this was really a team effort to get this changed. One of the issues that we faced was in ARS Statute Title 13, Disorderly Conduct 2902. Basically, we could not really enforce it because there was really nothing specifically that stated urinating in public, defecating in public. It was unreasonable noise, likely to provoke a fight, and some wording that when we just charged them with disorderly conduct, it really couldn't hold water as far as the court was concerned because it really didn't meet the statute. So by amending this particular ordinance, it will give us the ability to now cite for a city ordinance, Class 1 misdemeanor, that Mr. De La Vara can go ahead and prosecute on, and it's very clear as to what it is. And so this just gives us a little bit more teeth to keep downtown from being kind of a public place where people just don't care as far as what they're doing. What we've noticed recently as people will go behind buildings and those types of things as well. But as we know, it really becomes a public health concern to us. And so this gives us some authoritative power to charge them in court without the charges being dismissed under Title 13. So we thank you for your support on this. And again, Glenn and Kay, Mr. De La Vara, and all of the people that worked on this, our thanks to them. We think this will be a great addition to the ordinance.
Thank you, Chief, and I think it's something that needed to happen, and no, that gives you more tools, and so for enforcement. So thank you, Chief, and thank you, Glenn, for working on this one.
Thank you.
I will now open the floor to council members for questions or concerns. Africa Luna Carrasco, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor, I just want to thank the chief and legal for the ordinance. I know this was a problem before, so I can only imagine now that they don't have Friendship Park and all these other things going on. So I think it's much needed. Thank you so much for thinking about it.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor, questions or concerns?
Yes, there's something that needed to be done, so thank you guys for being proactive. It's a tough one because I just want to comment, maybe, is there anything we can maybe put porta potties, or, because I know there's nothing that the people can now use. And when you gotta go, and I don't mean go on the sidewalk, because that's not what I'm trying to say, but is there any way the city can maybe install porta potties or something?
It may be one of the things that we can think about, but one of the other things that downtown does have is it has the McDonald's, Jack in the Box, and other stores that do have public restrooms for the people that do shop there. And what we've noticed is this has really become more of a problem, not for those that are downtown doing their normal business, but for those that may be inebriated or drunk, and just staying downtown, hanging out. I'm certain that they could probably go into the store and utilize the restrooms at that particular point. I'm not quite sure where downtown you would really want to put them aesthetically, simply because they may be looked at as an eyesore to the community because you've got those type of porta potties located in certain areas. And so, I mean, it is something that you may want to consider to help alleviate the problem, but I can leave that up to you to look into those things further if need be.
I don't know, I think the mayor left, but Gloria, do you have any questions or comments?
No, Vice Mayor.
Sorry, I was actually talking, but it was on silent.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mayor.
No, it's okay. Got interrupted. Gloria, any comments or questions regarding the topic?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Matia Rosales, any questions or concerns?
No, I appreciate staff doing this. I mean, being on downtown myself, I do see this and have this issue a lot. I know there's a couple businesses on Archibald that will agree with me. One thing I have noticed being closer to the main street is, like the chief says, it's not the people that are shopping downtown, coming in and out. It is the people that are hanging out there, but a lot of the people, unfortunately, that are hanging out there are the ag workers because they get there so early and the buses, don't pick them up for a certain time. I'm not sure what we can do as a city, since we have a lot of bus parking lots off of Archibald and Mesa and also on the other side of Main Street, to make sure that if they're going to use them as staging areas to provide, overnight porta potties there on their own lots, since their employees are the ones that get in there early and don't have nowhere to go. So, I mean, that's just what I've seen myself visually these past couple months, moving down closer to them. So I don't know if the chief has noticed that or his thoughts. That would be something to look at, making sure that if they're going to get a business license, to have buses there to make sure they provide porta potties on site, not just on the buses, but on site to stay there.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point, simply because you do have the buses that come in and out. Most of them are towing their porta potties with them, so at least their workers can actually get to them as well. But we seem to, it really seems to be more around, and like you said, the Archibald Main Street, William Brooks area, right into that concentrated area where Friendship Park is as well, to where people could get behind things, hide very quickly, urinate in public, and then go. It was one of the things that more, and we really didn't notice it was a nighttime issue or a daytime issue. It just seemed that those were people that were hanging around, literally just being at the little concierge benches and those type of things too, or they were outside of one of the stores drinking in public as well. So that's where we've really noticed most of the issues when it came to this particular issue as well. So I think you're right. It's kind of across the board, and I think there's several different ways, but this will at least give us some teeth when we do find it.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Matias. Jose Ponce, any questions or concerns?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. If not, I will now take a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve reading of ordinance number 399 by title only.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries.
Ordinance number 399, an ordinance of the mayor and city council of the city of San Luis, Arizona, amending title 13 of the city code by adding chapter 132, public urination or defecation, providing for penalty, repealing any conflicting provisions, and providing for severability.
Thank you. I will now take a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve and adopt ordinance number 399.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. It's time for a summary of current events. Events by mayor, city council members, and or city manager pursuant to ARS 38-431.02. Like I said, the efforts continue. The city of San Luis is still basically in stage 4, and we're still not having not opened our facilities yet. We are looking. The city staff have created a protocol to eventually start opening the city hall. I believe Kate was looking at them, and Maria from the risk management will also look at it. I will look at it also. So we want to make sure that we're ready and we do a gradual opening. We're going to go ahead and make sure that our customers and make sure our employees feel safe. Our duty is to create a healthy environment, a safe environment for our employees and also our customers. So we are working. Thank you, staff. Thank you, Chief of Fire, Chief of Police, and Kay and everyone who was involved. And we're going to gradually open, but we need to further assess. Our numbers continue to grow up compared to other parts of the county. Yes, everyone's increasing, but as of right now, we have been increasing at a slower rate. And that I thank our community for wearing masks, for respecting social distancing. Today I went to the post office and I saw, I would say 85, close to 90% of people were wearing masks. So that's a big plus for the city of San Luis. This is the only way we're going to stop this. Prevention, because there is no cure. And just looking at the numbers, there's still 99% of us still vulnerable to this virus. So it's very, very important. We basically take measures. The key thing is how do you stop it? By preventing the infection. Okay, so as you're aware, the heat has not stopped it. If anything, there has been an increase. So the perception that the summer was going to basically get rid of this bug, it's not happening. So it's up to us. It's up to the community to do their part. And that's the only way we're going to slow it down is prevention. Wear those masks. Wash your hands. Stay home if you're sick. And for those young people between the ages of between 19 and 44, Stop going to work sick. Okay, stay home. Very important. Don't go out. It's not time to have a carne asada and bring the bug to your home, because it's happening. It's reality. Okay? Parents are getting sick. Grandparents are getting sick. And so we need to make sure. Okay, so that's my message. Thank you. I will now entertain anyone else?
Mayor, have we been in contact or received any updates for the community in regards to the Chase Bank, if it plans to reopen soon or if it opened already? I know it's been closed for the past 2 days for the COVID.
They haven't even gave us notice when they closed or they did the modifications. So we have not heard from Chase Bank. And I believe DES, I believe, is partially open. I don't think they're fully closed because I keep seeing people. So no, unfortunately, we made contact with Walmart. We discussed the issue about have them require, as a business, they have the right to require you wear a mask to go to Walmart. They said they could not because the governor has not required it, but they are going to start a campaign to promote wearing masks in their stores. They cannot enforce it, but they're going to start a campaign. They're going to put a second line. Well, they're going to offer each customer that goes in a mask to wear into their facilities. I highly recommend it because this virus is not going anywhere unless we, the community, do something about it. Simple masks, simple protection. And I keep hearing these people say, it's worthless, it doesn't help you. No, yes, it is. It is helpful. The key thing is you're creating a barrier. You're making it more difficult for the virus to infect other people. It helps, it prevents those people who are sick, who are asymptomatic, who have no symptoms, who are spreading it in our community. Because according to the new study, between 20 to 40 people are asymptomatic, meaning you have no symptoms, and you're spreading it in our community. And it's not going to stop. As long as we have 99% of our population still vulnerable, this virus will not go away. It will continue staying here, and it will still continue showing its face. The talk is now we're probably not going to get a second wave. The problem is we're going to continue having the same wave we have right now. So it's really up to us to actually, the community, not government, but you at home, make changes, do the proper, protect you, wear a simple mask, something, cloth, it doesn't matter, bandana, piece of shirt, something, cover your nose, cover your mouth, okay? And the thing is, create a barrier, make it more difficult for the virus to get you. That's the key. Wash your hands, don't touch your face. Social distance is very important. And if you're sick, just stay home. If you have a high fever, if you have a cough, a dry cough, or even a productive cough, stay home. It's not the flu. The odds are it's COVID. Okay? The odds are right now, if you have high fever, it's not going to be tonsillitis. It's not going to be allergies. The most likely right now, it's going to be COVID. So stay home. Do us all a favor and stay home if you're sick. Okay? So that's my message. Thank you. Did I answer your question, Matias? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. I also got complaints about, asking, not complaints, but questions asking about Walmart. If they, as a business, can they make that a rule, even though the city is not making it or the state? I mean, I know every business has the right to refuse service to anyone, but, I think that comes down to personal choice. Because I do know some businesses that are making it a requirement to go in with a mask. If you're not wearing a mask, they won't let you in. But I mean, that's personal, private, unless we do make a rule or an ordinance during this.
We can't pass an ordinance because the governor was very specific. Specific that we cannot actually do something more stringent than his executive order was.
Well,
and so
that was the issue. So we're pretty much stuck there for the businesses.
We're stuck there. That's exactly. So it's if Walmart tomorrow decides to require you to wear a mask, we will support it. We will write a letter. We will say we support you. If any store in the city of San, as of right now, I've not heard of any store or business that requires you to wear a mask. And the thing is, I'm telling the public, I'm telling everyone, it's up to the owner to impose that restriction. And the thing is, yes, you can. And the thing is, it's up to you. So, Kate, you have something to say?
Yes, I just wanted to speak out because there is a duty to create a safe workplace for businesses. And this is a pandemic that is potentially deadly. And so they can require it, they can mandate it, and OSHA could possibly even cite them for not. Although we can't do an ordinance because of the way the governor phrased his executive order, businesses can definitely mandate it because there is already law that mandates that they create a safe workplace.
No, thank you. But nowhere. I mean, I have asked Kay to actually ask the Arizona Attorney General for an opinion regarding us being able to actually pass an ordinance to require everyone to wear a mask. And the Attorney General refused. They say they could not give an opinion. That we should talk to our county Attorney General. So I just tells you if they can't give us an opinion, so imagine the county. So. That's enough said. I mean, what can I say? We were continuously trying, and the thing is, if our biggest business does not want to do it, we can't force them. But they have every right to require you. Chase Bank has every right to require you. First Bank Human has every right to require you to wear a mask. AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Del Sol Market, Food City, they all have the right to require you to actually wear a mask to go into their business, so including restaurants. So just to let you know, and barbershops.
Mayor.
Please.
Yeah, but like Kay just mentioned it. Since OSHA, I mean, said that this is a deadly pandemic, it's still, I mean, can we do something? I mean, even OSHA said that this is a deadly virus.
It's up to the state to enforce it. It's not up to us.
It's up to the states, I mean, to keep us alive.
If right now, unfortunately, we follow constitutional law, and the thing is, if an employee gets injured, or if it could be an OSHA issue, but each individual business deals with OSHA. It's not up to us. We don't enforce OSHA law. We just don't. We enforce it in our facilities. But the thing is, we don't have the authority unless we want to go to the Supreme Court and fight it.
Councilman Ponce, this is Glenn Gimbut. Basically, our power is limited by state statute. We are not allowed to conflict with the orders of the governor, and that's our problem.
And I want everyone to understand that. I keep reading these comments of why do it? Because we can't. I've thought about it. I've had Kay, I've had Glenn look at it any which way. And the thing is, we can always challenge it to the Supreme Court. So just to let you know. But how long is it going to take for us to challenge it in the Supreme Court? That's the question. It's very frustrating.
Yeah, I understand. You're a doctor. I mean, so you understand better than all of us probably that. So what Glenn says, I mean, we're in the hands of the government. See, we can survive or not. That's what I understand.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. And the thing is, that's where I differ with the governor. That's where I differ. And the thing is, we're no different than anywhere else in the world. We're as vulnerable as the people in China, as in Italy, as in Germany, okay? We have the highest number of positive COVID. We have the highest numbers in our nation than any other nation. We have the highest. And still, we have our federal government that had just said that they're going to move their priorities. COVID is not now our priority. The economy is. So I have a problem with that. And the thing is, I have a problem when someone does not tell you something as simple. CDC recommends you wearing a face mask. CDC. They always talk about recommending following CDC guidelines. Well, what happened to that? And the thing is, that's my biggest argument. Something as simple as creating a barrier to prevent infection will help us. Will definitely help us. Or else this virus will not go away. It will stick around. as long as 99% of our population is still vulnerable. So it's going to stick around. It's not going anywhere. And for those people who are saying, va a pasar, sí, va a pasar when? 4, 5, 6 months from now? And the thing is, COVID, it's called the new COVID normal. That's what it is, okay? We need to make precautions. No longer can we do the same things as before, okay? As long as we don't have a cure, as long as we don't have a vaccine. And now I'm hearing that people they're not going to use the vaccine. So, ¿qué va a pasar entonces? So that's a question. That's a question for everyone. And go ahead.
Yeah, but I understand. But see, we're talking about prevention. Okay, but why in some of the places that they are enforcing more strict, guidelines? Like there's some places that they are enforcing, the use of those masks, you know, and if they're doing it, this is what I don't understand. So that tells me that they really care about their people, you know. So by enforcing them, why can't we do it? Why can't we do it? I like to take care of my community.
I don't know. The thing is, for someone who says that I don't care for my community, that's not true. What happens is, in California, just go across the border, across the line. In California, they're enforcing, they're actually citing people for not wearing masks. But that's the state of California. We go by Arizona law. And the thing is, Arizona law dictates we have certain restrictions. El Centro, they can enforce it. But that's the governor. That's the state of California. They have different laws in that aspect. So unfortunately, we follow Arizona law. And that's the fact. And the thing is, what can I tell you? So that's why it's so important for you to vote. Get registered and vote. And the thing is, if you want to make a difference, if you want to make your voice heard, vote, register to vote. And one more thing, do your census, please. Do your census. So not only are we having issues with the COVID, but now our numbers are not going to be, we're not going to sustain the free lunches, the need for an extra police, the need for a station, for fire or police station. We're not going to have the need because we're not going to have the population. So we need to make up our mind. Okay, so do your census, wear a mask. Let's all be proactive. Let's all get involved. That's all I'm asking. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating.
I know it is. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. Vice Mayor?
I just wanted to make a comment. I was at Food City, and they were actually playing a video promoting the census. They had a little screen, so while you're waiting in line, you could see the video. So I just wanted to congratulate them in helping us promote the census.
Good job. Thank you. Thank you, Food City. Thank you for making that effort. Thank you. Thank you, Vice Mayor. Gloria Torres?
No comment, ma'am.
Thank you. Africa, I missed you. A ver, comments, questions, or concerns?
Just to report that the Library Board of Trustees has restarted their meetings. We canceled April, May meetings, and we had one this Tuesday. It was virtual. It was given the option who wanted to be present, but most of us opted to do the virtual meeting. And it's the library was closed as well, as you all probably know, but they did a lot of efforts to continue their services through virtual and drive-bys and stuff like that. So that's it, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Africa. Thank you for that message. Matia Rosales?
No, sir, I already spoke my piece. Thank you.
Gracias. Jose Ponce?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Gracias, okay. If not, I will now entertain a motion to executive session.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. We're going to go to executive session, and I believe, rest of staff, you may go. Call to order. I will now take a motion, go back to regular council meeting.
So moved.
Mayor, second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. We're going over to item number 10A, discussion and possible action on all matters regarding order number 2020-11B, an order of the Mayor and City Council of the City of San Luis, Arizona, amending council orders number 2020-11 and 2020-11A, authorizing and directing the acquisition of all property necessary for the completion of the construction of a portion of County 23.5 Street within the City of San Luis by dedication, donation, purchase, exchange, or under the power of eminent domain as a matter of public necessity. Okay?
Yes, we just finished discussing this in the executive session. This amends the earlier orders authorizing our ability to prosecute this case, and gives us the authority in court to accept a 30-foot wide road rather than a 40-foot wide road, which is consistent with the traffic study that was done for the subdivision Santa Cecilia 4, and is necessary because there was a discrepancy between the appraisal that we used to offer payment upfront and our complaint in court.
Thank you, Kay. I will now open the floor to council members for clarification or questions that they might have. I want to make sure that everyone is heard. Africa Luna Carrasco, questions or concerns?
None, Mayor, I'm good.
Thank you. Vice Mayor, questions or concerns?
No questions.
Gloria Torres, questions or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Matia Rosales, questions or concerns?
No, sir.
Jose Ponce, questions or concerns?
No, sir.
If not, I will now take a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve order number 2020-11B as presented.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. I will now take a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
There's a motion. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Have a good night. Really, thank you, council members. I really appreciate all the hard work you guys do.